With its distinctive swimming pools in the upper deck, there's a look inside Everbank Stadium here in Duval County, Florida. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Jacksonville. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Jaguars had 7 and 4 on the year, and they come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. You talk about this Bengals defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Lawrence. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught at the 20. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's a give to Bigsby. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. On the tackle there was DJ Turner. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
On 3rd down, here's Bigsby. Now they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Go, let's go.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
Here we go. Stop.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense for the Jags, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Burrow will throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
11. Shot.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. You look at this Jaguar defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Trayvon Walker. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
11. Stop.
Running right, here's Brown. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 more there and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And his pass incomplete.
Well, what looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Evan McPherson out for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 5.
Lisa 24. Hey, kill!
Now Lawrence to throw. He gets it to Thomas. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Red on red.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
11, 30 left. Hey, kill. Here we go.
Now Lawrence. Flush to his right. Great vision there by Lawrence as he's... For a 1st down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
13, Lou.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Lawrence will throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But that... It's a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And they go play action now. Burrow rolling to his right. And that's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Here's Burrow. Flushed out right. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
They go play action with Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
And once he escaped the pocket there, he tried to keep those eyes downfield, but nothing was materializing. So he makes a smart move and gets that to the sideline.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 11. Stop.
Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Ready?
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
12. Stop.
Play action. It's Burrow. He's now Brown. Oh, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
2nd and short now following the fumble.
Here we go. Stop.
And they'll run it here. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Gun. Got. 12. Stop.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Good coverage yet again down here by the goal line. Everyone's blanketed, and he's forced to throw it away and try and come up with something on 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down.
Stop.
Now it's Burrow. And that's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Now they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. The last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown, a field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Now Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Hey, Lion. 11, Agate. Hot.
Here's Lawrence. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a fourth down.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now, their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. Stop.
They'll set up a throw. A short throw there, pulled in by all. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
On 1, ready?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Stop.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Done.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Stop.
Back to throw. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage. Have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Lisa 24.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Red on red.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
Red 23.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Burrow will throw. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Here's Zach Moss, who played high school football downstate near Miami. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. They'll roll him out right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11, 11.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice. Return. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
11, 11. Here we go, son.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's 17-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Now Burrow. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great play there. 66 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Open. 11. Go. 13, Lou. Here we go, son.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And they've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving.
11. Go. Let's go. Silver.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Harry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Hey.
Duvernay in motion. Lawrence. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action from Jacksonville. Now Lawrence to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. It's a throw again as Lawrence sliding out of the pocket. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence punching it in from a yard away. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here we go.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
11 MT, 11 MT.
An inside give, Brown. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And Burrow going to keep it himself. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Gun.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
11.
This time Burrow will look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
30 left. Hey, kill. Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. He'll buy some time right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
11, Agate.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
All right, here we go. Side. Take right open.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll get that out wide to Duvernay. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
11. Silver.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Kill.
From the gun, Bigsby. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3.
Go.
Here's Lawrence. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tank Bigsby from 3 yards out. And the Jaguars have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Here we go.
An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Good set. 11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. Got.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
11.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he will have a Bengals first down, and it's celebration time on that sideline, and they've earned it.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone give the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here we go. Stop.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
On, ready?
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
So for the Bengals, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile,